Welcome back to Mr.BetonYou. I got a topic. Talked about it before, other people have talked about it, but new things have happened. So if you're a delivery driver, if you're just an American trying to live in America and try to have a job, a real one or fake one, this video might be for you. And I want to get your perspective on how you're doing and how you're feeling and what is a real job in 2025. Over the last couple of weeks, I've made actually several videos now talking about a short that I made. I'm not going to get into that. But a lot of people are telling me to get a real job, get a real job. They tell us to get a real job. If your living depends upon somebody else's tip or graciousness or lack thereof, it's not a real job. Many people, hundreds, have told me that. And I'm torn. I'm torn because part of me knows that they're right for a certain amount of us doing this work. Now, not that this isn't a real job, because it is, and I'll get to that in a minute. Because the definition of a real job changes over the last 20, 30 years, if you go back 100. When people use that real job thing, it's kind of funny, it's laughable. However, when people are saying it in the terms of, can you make a good living and support a family doing this kind of work? I agree with them, you cannot. Not most of us, and I've talked about that. And I hope I'm not offending you if all your money comes from this work and you're providing for your family. Listen, I salute, I have respect. Keep doing it. My opinion shouldn't matter, and I hope I'm not offending. But when we're talking in generalizations here, and for the majority of us, I don't recommend this. And I've said it many times. This is not the line of work I would recommend somebody getting into if they're trying to support a family. No. And in that way, real job, I get it. But the ignorance is showing in these comment threads and in the videos, and people looking down upon us saying this isn't real work and get a real job. And if let's just go and take what they're saying, and if they really believe that, everybody that has a serving job, a bartending job, works in the hospitality or service industry that relies on tips, because America, that's the way it is here. Like it or love it or disagree with it, that's the way it is right now. And some companies are trying to shift that, and the society's trying to fight against it. But 20, 30, 40, millions of people work service industry jobs. And if all those people, like you were asking, got a real job, who would tend the bar for you? Who would bring you your food? Who would take care of you and your wife, or you and your husband when you went out to eat the other night on Valentine's Day? Who would take you to the airport? Who would take you to work? If everybody got a real job, the people that are in my comments or that are thinking get a real job would really be upset. They'd be upset. Who's going to pour you your coffee, bring you your coffee? Who's going to do these things for you? So the real job thing is always kind of funny to me, but I have to be honest. I agree with the thought process behind, hey, you shouldn't do this kind of work and expect this or expect that. We got to go make our own, and most of us are hustling to do that. And this is a real job. Clearly, I pay my bills. I provide a nice home for my family. I'm able to go out and do things and travel. My bills are paid, and I'm thankful for that. And it's not the only thing I do, and I won't get into that necessarily, because most Americans don't only have one job. We're hustling. I do many things to make sure that my family is as comfortable as we could be. And I'll continue to change and adapt the gigs that I work, whether they're this or YouTube or other things that I will do, to make sure that we're good. And that's what hustlers do. The gig economy is growing and growing and growing, and these companies are taking real jobs away from Americans and taking them away from you. I had a friend that was laid off last week. Companies are downsizing. They're not paying enough. So many of us have to do this fake job in order to make the ends meet in between work, or just adding it on to their real job because companies just are not paying enough. Or the workforce is tired of being pushed around in these real jobs. The real jobs are not what they used to be. The pensions, the 401ks, the profit sharing, those things are a thing of the past for a lot of companies. They're just not offering it for whatever reason. And I'm not an economist, I'm not going to get into it, but it's the reality. We see it every day. And that's why people come to this fake job, because their real job, it's not there anymore. It's not worth it. It's not what it used to be. You can't afford to pay people right now. If you're 30 or under, really almost 35 in years and under, you're not buying a home. People aren't buying homes at that age. They used to back in the day. The American dream has shifted. These real jobs are not what they used to be. So I stand with my people that are working the fake jobs, the side jobs, the gig economy, right? I stand with you because you're doing something that you might not want to do, but you have to do it. Or maybe you found a little something in your marketplace and you're able to sustain it and take care of yourself and your family or whatever your situation is. And there's pride and integrity in that. You should be proud that you're able to do it, because a lot of people that have real jobs aren't cutting it. But they tend to look down on us because we want a tip or we this or they, and I get it. This isn't a video against them. It's just having an understanding of what the reality is. We can't use that real job thing anymore. It's not a thing. And I venture to say the people that are putting that in my comments, I probably make more money than you. I probably do. And I'll do it with my fake job. Real jobs are not what they used to be, and that's why we have to do this kind of work, and that's why there is freedom, flexibility, and that's why there is some form of strength doing this kind of work. Even when we don't love it or like it, and the pay could be crazy, you could find a way to make it work. As long as you're, like I say, as long as you got something else going on or you're working towards something, this can be a good gig. It could be a good fake job. The real jobs ain't what they used to be. What do y'all think? What is a real job to you? Do you think a real job is anything that pays you money? It's kind of that's how I look at it. I know a lot of people that got real jobs and they are struggling. And maybe those people in the comments, they look down on us because maybe some of us might envy us. We have that kind of do what we want. I mean, I don't know, probably not, but maybe a few. Maybe a few. But the real job thing always got me. Because at the end of the day, if you look at the history of this country, okay, capitalism and how we've built these things and what we build, we always need to have these kind of jobs in order to make the economy go. And actually, in order to make it grow. Everybody plays a role in this country of real and or fake jobs or the economy as a whole. Everybody plays a role. And if everybody got a real job, it'd be chaos. Everybody's playing their part, and some of us play that part within that real or fake job for a small period of time, as they're going through college and doing this and getting a trade or learning a trade. You know, every job's a real job, isn't it? I'm grateful that I can do this. I'm grateful that I have the YouTube channel. I'm grateful that people watch and listen and have an opinion, right, wrong, or indifferent. Like me, hate, you know. It's good. Dialogue is good. That's why I'm making this. Conversations are good. And whether they come from a place of pettiness or just sheer knowledge or challenging a community as to, hey, you shouldn't work this job because you're dependent upon tips and da-da-da, you should do this and you should do. There's some truth in some of that. There really is. There is truth in a lot of those kind of comments. And I appreciate them. I say that. And I'm not being sarcastic. I do. Because like I've said, this is not something we should be doing for a long period of time. Most of us shouldn't, and I don't recommend doing it, even in the way that I do it. I have a mixture of luck, my situation, the family dynamic that I have, the channel that I have. So my situation is, in many cases, very unique, and I'm grateful for it. But this is a real job. I'm working it right now on a Sunday because I decided to. My girls are doing something. I'm going to make some extra money. I work it even when I don't want to so that I don't stay broke. Like some people are that have a real job. I make it work for me. What do y'all think in the comment section? I'll open it up to you guys. Let me know your comments. Real job, fake job. What is a real job in America in 2025? I have no idea what that is. It changes. And the way these companies are going and the way AI is moving and the way that the companies and the people that run them they're at record profits, man. Most of the big ones. And the big ones are ones that are running a lot of the small ones as well, that might be doing good or struggling. It's just how it is. But they're not, in a lot of places, they're not offering a wage that is going with the inflation and the cost of living. Apartments, everything is expensive. I mean, they're squeezing. I mean, the middle class has become the lower class, and the rich have gotten extremely more rich. It's crazy. So I'll continue to work this fake job. I'll continue to do what I do. I'll continue to have an opinion. I'll continue to service individuals, mostly, that respect me, because that's where the money is, period. And I'll continue to do that to take care of mine, so that I don't have to be broke. I've been broke. I don't want to go back. That's why I got to be selective, and that's why I can't deliver to somebody for $2 or $3. I can't. I literally will never do it again. And the only way I do it is if I know that person, or I feel it in my heart, and God is speaking to me like, hey, you should take this delivery because that person really needs it. And you know what? I might, because I don't believe people are miserable that don't tip. I don't believe that anymore. That, I was wrong in saying that back in the years ago that I said it. I don't believe that anymore. I don't. But it doesn't mean I'm going to do that work, because I can only do this fake job and stay out of a real job if I am selective and smart. And part of this channel is to show people how to do it. And I try to lead by example. And I'm still, 4 years almost on YouTube, 5 years in the gig economy, still doing okay, because I've been able to adapt and change. And hopefully some of you guys have had that similar success. And the ones that haven't, maybe you've gone back to a real job and you're doing good, or you have a trade, or you started a business or whatever. That's fantastic. It still means that this worked for you in a time when you needed to have it work for you. So what is a real job in 2025? I'll leave it up to you guys in the comment section down below.